Hello, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. I've got a video for you today for a video tutorial for a double easel card, a double fold easel card. Anyway, it's a fun fold card. It sits like that. You can see it like that, and it's using the Garden Lane DSP. I've got garden green cardstock, white cardstock, and I've used the piece of cake stamp set and coordinating punch. So I'm going to show you how I did that with all of the measurements. So let me show you what we've got. I've got a piece of very vanilla card, and that measures 11 inches by 4 1/4. Or can I just say the inspiration I've got from this is from I've forgotten her name, Sharon Campbell. Sharon Armstrong. Oh, I've forgotten her name. It's one of those two. She's an American demonstrator. I love her videos. And I saw her do this. I thought I've got to have a go. I love it. So 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And then I've scored that at 5 1/2 inches. Right down the middle at 5 1/2 inches. That's very vanilla. I've then got a piece of garden green, and that measures 4 inches by 10 1/4, and I've scored that at 2 1/2 inches and at 5 inches. Let me just check that. Yep, 2 1/2 and at 5. Then I've got two pieces of DSP from Garden Lane DSP, and the big one measures 5 inches by 3 3/4, and then the smaller piece measures 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. And then I've got some garden green and very vanilla that I've just punched out, and I'm going to use that for my sentiment at the front with a cake on it. And then I've got two very small pieces of cardstock. The garden green measures 2 1/8 by 1 5/8, and then this measures 1/2 inch by 2 inches. So I'm going to give the measurements of that one again. I don't think I was right. 5/8 of an inch by 2 1/8. All of the measurements are on my blog, so come over onto my blog where you'll find all the details for dimensions and product details. So that's going to be for our sentiment, and this is going to be for our cake. Right, so you're going to get your piece of Whisper White, and you're just going to fold that in half like that. These little hexagons get everywhere. Get off. There we are. So there's our card base. So just put that to one side. And then I've got some garden green, which we will fold like that. And then we've got this bit here, which we're going to fold. If I can get it to fold upwards like that. And actually, I want it like that. That's what we want. So this fold goes in, and then this fold comes up. So if you put it together, you've got that. We're going to put the large piece of DSP here. It's got a nice border around it. So let's find my glue. I think I need another pot of glue. Sorry, should have been better prepared. So I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue for this, just to make sure that I get my positioning correct. So this big piece, the bigger piece goes there, like that. And then you're going to bring that fold up like that, and then press down like that, and then this piece will go on there like that. So this really is a card for somebody who likes green. You're not going to give this to somebody who's not that keen on green. Okay. So put that at the front. There we go. So I'm going to put that to one side just to let that glue dry off a little. So the next thing I'm going to work on is my cake. So I've got some scrap of card, and I've got, using the piece of cake stamp set, I'm going to use that stamp and then also the base. And I'm going to stamp those in smoky slate. So I'm just going to stamp these individually. So let's do the base first. Oh, I need to remember which way round this goes. That's it, got it right the way round. So I'll stamp that first. And I won't make the mistake that I made yesterday when I made this. I need to colour it before I actually punch it out. So there are my images that I'm stamping, and then I'm just going to use some stamping blends. So I'm going to use crumb cake. Oh, that's soft suede. I want crumb cake. There we are. So I've got crumb cake for the base, and also I'm going to use crumb cake for this sponge bit. And then I'm trying to think what colour would go nicely with green. Let's have Highland Heather in there. I'm just going to get my crumb cake and just very carefully colour in the cake stand. I would normally spend a lot more time colouring this in, but I'm just rushing, just get this down on the video. So just colouring in using crumb cake for the sponge part, and then I'm going to use Highland Heather for the icing, but you can choose any colour combination you like. And if you're making this for perhaps somebody's wedding or birthday and they've got a particular theme going on, then you might want to use the colours in their birthday theme. I'm probably thinking about it. I probably should have left the cake part in Very Vanilla, but I'm here now. I've made the choice to colour this in, and seriously regretting it. I bet some of you are fast forwarding on this bit. So there's my sponge. Let's get a bit of icing down. Well, not the colour I was expecting, I have to say. I was expecting, this is Highland Heather. And oh no, it's not, it's light purple posy. No wonder I've got a terrible colour. Well, I'm just going to have to run with this now. Not the slightest bit as I was expecting. That is going to have to do. If I wasn't creating a YouTube video, that is not what that would look like. But there we go. So there's our punch that goes with this stamp. So I'm going to punch out the cake stand. And then I'm going to punch out, and actually the more I look at it, the less I dislike that. And then let's just punch out the cake. I've got the shakes. I think it's just not going to go with, the green very well, but that is what it is now. So what I want to do is get some dimensionals and stick those to the back of my Very Vanilla circle. And I've punched out that circle using a 2-inch circle punch, and then I've punched out Garden Green using a 2 1/4 inch circle punch. And I'm going to put that on there like that. And then I'm going to decide where I'm going to put these before I actually so I'm going to put these on with dimensionals. I really want these to really show on the circle. So I'm going to put that there right in the centre at the bottom. I'm going to use that as my guide. Then we'll have 2 for this one. My chair still squeaks. So we've got that, and then very carefully put that on there so you can't see any gap between the cake and the stand. But again, I've stuck that on with a dimensional, and that's come out better than I thought that would. Breathes a sigh of relief. So we're now ready to start constructing this. Oh, but what we will do first is create, while I'm here, is create our sentiment. So I've got this little piece of Very Vanilla, you can see that against the paper, and I'm going to use from the piece of cake stamp set the Happy Birthday sentiment. Get that inked up, get that straight on the block. And it sometimes can go a little bit, I might just very lightly stamp off. Now I can't get my head over this, otherwise you get to see the top of my head. I'm just going to have to go with that, and that will do for now. So there's our Happy Birthday sentiment, and I want to stick that on there. And again, good old dimensionals. I get through loads of these, but I'm still really frugal with them. I'm just going to put that centrally on there. Our card is now ready to assemble. So there's my card front, piece of Very Vanilla, folded in half, and then I've got this, and this is going to sit on the card front like that. So I am going to use wet glue for that, just so I can position it properly. You can use tear and tape if you want to. Just position that there, so I've got it's got a nice 1/8 of an inch border all the way round. Get it on central and then press it down, and I'm going to press that down as well. So while that's drying, I'm going to get my circle and I'm going to put that on there. So I'm just going to put some glue just on the bottom half, so make sure that you're looking at the bottom half of that. And then just get that stuck down in the middle, and then just give it a second or two just for that glue to grab. And then the very last thing we're going to do is put this Happy Birthday sentiment on, and I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. So 2 more dimensionals, 1 on each side of that green card, and let's just get that in the middle there. There we have it, really easy to make. Stands up nicely. You probably can't really see that there because the camera's right above, but stands up nicely. Lovely rich green vibrant colour. So I hope you enjoyed that. That is I don't even remember what day this is for, day 23 of the 31 Days Craft Challenge, just another week to go. So I hope you like it. Come and subscribe to my channel if you did, and I'll be along tomorrow with another project. See you then. Bye bye.